Hello, this video is going to guide you through how to create 3D renderings for your design. And creating the 3D renderings, it's much like taking a photograph of your house, both inside and outside. So you want to get the best perspective view. You want to have the most attractive features in the rendering, and the tool that we're going to use is right up here at the top, the same place that you get your 3D view from. You'll click on the pull down arrow and click on camera. Okay, now there is a camera following the cursor. So we want to place this camera in a good location to get a good shot, a good perspective view of the outside front of the house. There's various different views that you can do to achieve, something attractive. I'm going to sort of get the front east side, and because this is where most of my features are, I have these offsets to the floor plan, and then of course I have this area all gardened up, and it's also a good view right through few trees, not so many trees right in here. So I'm going to place the camera by clicking it, and then I'm going to stretch the clipping limit, I guess is what you would call this, but however far you drag it, that is how far it's going to take a picture of. So if you have some trees, like I'll have this tree showing up in the photograph, so if I stopped it right here, I wouldn't really see that tree. So I want to draw it out some and get these trees coming right up through here, in view. Okay, and I'll also probably make some other adjustments. Now, once I click, after placing that view, that angle, it's going to give me, basically what I asked for. And I'm going to stretch the viewport out here just a little bit to see what all I want to get. And you see I'm stretching it out to the right here, and I'm also picking up some more trees, which is good. And I want to get the top of the house, all of the top. This is a pretty good view right here, and this would make a nice rendering. But there's some other things I can do to get a different type of adjustment out of this view. If I come over to the properties panel and I scroll down to the camera section, there is a line here called eye elevation, and that's basically how where you're standing, how you would see the house, or other things. You could be elevated on something, or you could be using what's very popular in real estate photography nowadays, which is drones, where a drone is kind of flying about 20 foot or so in the air, kind of getting a downward perspective on the target. The next line is target elevation. So that's how you would kind of raise and lower the target of what you're pointing at. Not actually raising and lowering the house, but tilting the camera backwards or tilting the camera forward. That's how what you would be doing if you're changing the target elevation. I'm going to change the eye level, and I am going to change this to 20 feet because I do like those higher perspectives. And there you go. I'm going to stretch it out here to the left a little, bring the bottom down some to fully get in that garden right there in front of the house. And I'm going to bring the top down, crop that down just a little bit, and there. All right, and now all we have to do is create the rendering. So I'm going to go to this little tea kettle right here. It's at the very bottom. Don't ask me why they use a tea kettle, but they do. Click on the tea kettle, and then you get your rendering dialog. You can change the resolution. Typically, I don't go any more than medium. Sometimes I'll go high, and a lot of times draft is just fine for producing an image. But we're going to leave it draft. Here in the lighting, I can change the lighting scenario, and right now it's set for exterior sun only. The next choice would be sun and artificial. And the next one would be exterior artificial only. Okay, now that would be, both of these two would be if you have lights on the exterior of your house. I think I have one, but I'm not sure if it's going to make much of a difference if I turn it on, but I'll go ahead and turn it on. But you have some other choices here. You have interior sun only, sun and artificial, and then of course artificial only interior. Let's click on exterior sun and artificial. You can adjust the clouds as well, and either no clouds, few clouds, or very few clouds, cloudy, and I'd typically go with few clouds. And now we're good. Now all we got to do is click on render and give it about a minute or two, and it will render your image. And now you see we have this perfectly rendered image. It looks pretty nice. You see some of the leaves and everything from the trees. It almost looks like someone painted this. And of course you could always go from here if you have Photoshop or anything like that, do some more adjustments to it and things like that. But here in Revit, we do have one way to adjust our image, and that's right here with adjust exposure. I'm going to click on that, and you see it gives me, I can make things brighter or darker simply by sliding the sliders. And it does not give you a preview. You have to click apply to get it to actually apply. And you saw that was a bit too bright, but you can also change the highlights. You can brighten the highlights a little bit if there are any highlights to brighten. Okay, and shadows, you can make the shadows darker or lighter. Saturation is just how rich the color is in your picture, and it's saturated a little too much. Still a little bit much. Okay, that's about right. Probably still too much, but I'll go on to the next one. And then of course white point, and this will basically tell you or give you a cooler or a warmer picture. Warmer tends to be more comfortable, and you see there it kind of added some yellow into the picture. If I slide it over to the left, it's going to make it cooler, which will add more blue to the picture. You create this rendering, you're not done. You have to save to the project. So you click on the Save to Project button, and you want to name this something that will be kind of descriptive of the picture. And I'll say, I'll call this one Southeast because it's coming from the southeast, and 20 foot in the air. Okay, and that will tell me that it's elevated just a bit. And then I click OK. And where does that save? It saves down in the bottom of your project browser. You scroll down and you get to renderings, and you see I have several renderings here. All right. Okay, well that's it. Stay tuned for the next video, and I'll show you how to do an indoor rendering.